everyone, my name is Lena KrupinA, and today in the video we'll talk about the final day of the World Cup stage in Baku. And I must say it was a very strange and full of amazing things. So let's talk about the fire at the tournament, about tears, double performances, and the mysticism of the last day. And before the start of the video, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Despite the fact that YouTube is starting to get dull in Russia, I hope that it will still be working and not closed down, and we will continue to talk about gymnastics. Well, the disabled monetization in Russia is a reason for you to support me, which you can do using the links in the description. Many thanks in advance. I try very hard to please you despite the difficulties that bloggers are currently facing. So on April 24th, the gymnasts competed for medals of separate apparatuses. In the final with hoop, the gold medal was won by the Italian gymnast Sofia Raffaelli, who went through her program very well and received a high mark, which she herself was noticeably pleased with. Silver in the hoop was won by Baryana Kalin, who unfortunately had dirt in her routine, which did not allow her to compete for gold. The gap turned out to be very large. The bronze medal was won by an Israeli gymnast, Adi Asya Katz, who did well with her program and was able to win her first medal at a competition of this level. The Azerbaijani gymnast Arzu Jalilova won 4th place in the hoop final. There were inaccuracies and a loss of the apparatus on an element. 5th place was taken by Takmina Kromova. There were inaccuracies, but in general, she passed the program without losses. The 6th place was taken by another Azerbaijani gymnast, Zokra Khamirova. The exercise was not perfect. There was a descent from the element and execution mistakes, but she was satisfied with her performance. The 7th place was taken by Kita Sumire, who made a loss, and I really liked her leotard for the hoop. And the top 8 was closed by the gymnast Eva Brezalieva from Bulgaria, with whom an interesting story is connected. So Eva went to the exercise with hoop and began her performance by completing part of the exercise. Then a fire alarm and an evacuation alarm went off. Eva stopped her exercise and walked off the carpet. People in the hall began to evacuate, but later it turned out that there was no fire and everything was in order. Eva was called out again on the carpet, but the truth is that she could no longer get herself together and made a lot of mistakes. Well, in addition to the stress of the fire alarm during the performance, Eva also had to receive hatred in the format that she did not have the right to go out and do her routine a second time. But according to the current rules and clause 12.4, gymnasts have the right to repeat an exercise in case of emergency circumstances due to the fault of the organizing committee. I'm sure that the triggered alarm refers to the concept of an emergency circumstance, so there should not definitely be any claims against Eva for this point of view. The final with the ball was won by Baryana Kalin, who did a good job with her program, but in the kiss and cry there was a strange moment. Either dissatisfaction or they were deciding on something with her coach. I don't understand. I thought maybe Baryana didn't do something and the coach approached her for this. Silver was won by Lena Baldassari, who went through her program well and finally won a higher ranking medal in this tournament. Sofia Raffaelli remained with bronze medal. There was a moment where Sofia was unable to enter the element from the first time, and in the end she didn't manage to do everything because she didn't have enough time, which probably affected the score. 4th in the ball was Ilzhana Taneva, who made a loss and got tangled in her legs. It seems we have found a minus of long legs. You can get tangled in them. After the performance, Ilzhana herself was dissatisfied. 5th place was taken by Arzu Jalilova. She made a loss. The 6th place by Lily Mizuno. She did well with her program. The 7th place was taken by an Israeli gymnast, Darya Atamanov. She made a loss with a fall, and in when replaced, she almost lost the apparatus. Evita Grishkinaz made a loss in the fall final and became 8th. The final with clubs ended with the victory of the Israeli gymnast Darya Atamanov. However, there was a loss in her exercise, which is especially clear and visible in the replay. Silver was won by Yelizaveta Polstanaya, very confidently and cleanly went through her routine. Bronze was won by Sofia Raffaelli, having made a loss in the exercise. Immediately behind her is another Italian gymnast, Lena Baldassari, who failed to clearly do her program and had losses. Ilzhana Taneva took 5th place in clubs, and the final was not successful for her. First, they turned on the music when she was not ready, and then the clubs just flew out of her hands. In Kiss and Cry, Ilzhana was very upset, and not surprisingly, her clubs usually always look like a medal. But here, due to strange losses, it didn't work out at all. Zokra Khamirova became 6th. During the exercise, a club flew out of her hand. But after the score was shown, a protest was filed, which was satisfied, and the score was raised by 2/10. Ekaterina Vidineva became 7th, to the strangest drop was made. The club just flew out of her hand. I have already begun to think that this is some kind of mysticism and the gymnasts have been jinxed. The Hungarian gymnast Evelyn Victoria Coxes became 8th in the club final. Unfortunately, the program did not work out for her either. She suffered a loss and the dirt was present in the exercise, but I really liked Evelyn's eyelines, which were especially clearly visible in Kiss and Cry. The final with ribbon was won by Boriana Klein, having passed her program well. By the way, I remember that I said that the ribbon does not enter me, but after I learned the story with which this program is connected with, I began to treat the routine with great respect. So the music is called Rebel de Leo Goes Ahead. This is a Bulgarian folk song about a revolutionary freedom fighter. Everyone in Bulgaria knows the story, and the song is included in the list of golden records launched into space. I think you already know how much I like it when gymnasts take something national and reflect it in their performances. I think it is something really important for the crucial development of children who are fans of gymnasts. So now I definitely like Boriana's ribbon. Silver in the ribbon final was won by Darya Tamanov, who went well with her exercise, but there was a moment where she caught the apparatus very close to the edge of the carpet. Ekaterina Vidineva won bronze and passed her program clearly. It is also a tradition for Katya to win medals in the final with ribbon. Milena Baldessari was 4th. There was dirt, but she performed without losses. Sofia Raffaelli did not succeed in the ribbon final, just like at the previous tournament. She stepped on the ribbon and stepped off during an element. In general, the exercise was performed dirtily. In Kiss and Cry, she was very upset, but Milena, as an older teammate, supported her as always. The 6th place was taken by Arzu Jalilova. She did her exercise without a loss, but dirtily. Adi Asyakats, who took 7th place, also lost her ribbon. Evita Grishkinas took 8th place, and unfortunately, she also failed to pass the program cleanly. In the group exercises, gold in the final with 5 hoops was won by the Azerbaijani team, and silver by the Italian team. The Italians filed a protest against their score, but still could not win the gold. And whether it was biased judging or not, given that this is a home tournament for Azerbaijan, we will never know. Israeli gymnasts won bronze on the hoops. In the final with balls and ribbons, Italy won gold, the Japanese team won silver, and the Kazakhstan team climbed to the 3rd step of the podium. Write in the comments who did you like the most during this tournament. For my favorites of the tournament, they are Darya Atamanov and Milena Baldessari. Well, thanks for following this tournament with me, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!